Opens my motors up around his now gun. Steel packed tight in micro. Chip on my armor, a sign of all pro. The ultimate reward is done out of war. That odds with the times and wars with no lords. A freelancer, a battle cry of a hawk. Make a dove fly and a tear dry. Wonder why lone wolf don't run with the clan. Only trust instincts and be one with the plan. Some days, some nights, some live, some die, and the way of the samurai. Some fight, some bleed, sun up, sun down, the sons of a battle cry. Some days, some nights, some live, some die, in the name of the samurai. Some fight, some bleed, sun up, the sun down, the sons of a battle cry. A battle cry. Look, just the air around it, with aura surrounding the air apparent. He might be a peasant, but shine like a man royalty. He to the people and land loyalty. We witness it of all to hear this. See sickness in the ocean of wickedness. Set sail to the sunset, no second guessing. Fall each down with the spirit of Wild West. The crawling cold stands a tester. Time for the chosen ones to find the best. Noble minds that ever grace the face of hemisphere with the fear fly over the blue yonder, where the sky meets the sea and I meets the eye and boy meets world and became a man to serve the word to say the day, the night, and the girl too. Some days, some nights, some live, some die, and the way of the samurai. Some fight, some bleed, sun up, the sun down, the sons of a battle cry. Some days, some nights, some live, some die, in the name of the samurai.
Howdy, Joel.
Some fight, some bleed,
Sorry for the
sun
start of the
down,
stream.
the sons of a battle cry.
But
A battle cry.
should be kind of an exciting thing. Pretty definitely we're actually working on some Imperial Japanese. So I actually got invited to a tournament last minute. I have no business being there. I'm not that skilled, but I'm just filling a spot. I guess someone dropped out. So with that being said, you know, I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm gonna do the best I can, but I'm actually a few points behind, so I have to get up to 1250 points by next week. And so with that being said, I'm gonna have to do 2 emergency streams. Gonna do emergency 4-hour streams. We're gonna have to catch up on these Imperial Japanese. Yeah, non-competitive Tiki, man. I don't know why. I just happened to be my local area. Like, hey, you want to slide in and do a 1250 last minute second edition bolt action tournament? I was like, as a Conflict 47 player, yeah, sure. Why not? So yeah, do bear with me. I'm actually using a different camera. It kind of focuses in and out. Still trying to learn how to work on that. So you know, that'll be forthcoming, and working with some new tech too. So you'll hear some volume adjustments and things like that. Alright, so yeah, for those of you who are more conditioned to bolt action tournaments, I have no idea what nations are going to be there. I think it might be the only Japanese. I don't know, but I know everyone's excited because it's probably the last second edition tournament. So I think it's gonna be fun. I mean, we'll see. But hey, thanks Evan for the volume check, man. I appreciate that. I know the models in the background seem blurry. It's because I'm gonna try and show you guys these ones a little bit better as I work on them. Alright, so on these guys, I've mostly got the leather gear done, the helmets, and the weapons. So I'm going to go in and do the web gear, which is going to be canvas, so... I mean, overall, I'm pretty excited, not going to lie. I said I generally stay away from the competitive scene, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I keep adjusting my volume, Evan. Let me know when it's at a good level, if you don't mind. Oh, fully expect me to get beat like a rented mule, but I'm definitely gonna have a lot of fun doing it. I'm showing up, you know, with your army display. Mine's gonna be literally on like a Tiki stand. It's gonna be hilarious. And my pin markers are little Tiki cocktail stirrers. I'll show you what these look like once we get there. I actually took green sponge and cut them and put them on a like a 32mm base. And so what I do is for my pin markers, I just stick little Tiki toothpicks in them. Just a heads up, this ain't gonna be a pretty paint job. I literally have 40 plus more infantry to build. It's in a week. So this is gonna be absolute insanity. You haven't seen a recruitment drive like this since like GWAT, so this shit's gonna be wild. Actually got a new camera to test, but I didn't even have time to set it up because I had to start mass producing these homeboys. Yeah, I gotta finish these 15 riflemen, then build 2 more squads of 15 riflemen, and then I'll beg, borrow, and steal from one of my other 3 10-man specialty squads and put together enough riflemen to fill in my 4th squad. I think it's the basing that's probably going to slow me down, but we'll see. I'm about to go like Morty style here and like make it all one color, you know, the whole slop chop. But yeah, I do have a new overlay. You know, that's something I kind of worked on. I think the big picture thing wasn't really my style. I kind of want something smaller, you know, because I want to focus more on the well, mostly because I suck at painting, so I'm trying to distract you. But I want to focus more on the chat than the paint part, you know. So this one seems kind of cool. What about you, Mr. Thanatos? What are you working on? You editing some, or are you painting some models? I know you're probably getting ready for 3rd edition bolt action. Hey! Mal the Knife, what's going on, man? Yeah, just time to watch me kind of dick around with my camera and figure out these tech settings. So, you know, bear with me here. The machine spirit of my camera is not amused. But good to see you in the chat, brother. Just to catch you up on what's going on, Matt, I got a last minute invite to a tournament that I 100% did not qualify for. It just happened to be in my local area, and I guess someone dropped out. So they're like, hey, it's 1250 bolt action. Do you have that? And I was like, no, but I can build it. So I'm going next week, and I gotta power through and build and paint about 40 veteran riflemen. Yeah, it's a shame. I know you kicked ass building those Jeep, and I don't put much stock in rumors I hear because I like to wait till rules actually drop. I mean, I understand the point of drip feeding rules. It gets people excited. It's good for business. I understand, but I like to wait till the rules actually come out myself. But I hear machine guns on vehicles might get a bit of a nerf hammer. So we'll see how effective Jeeps are, I guess. Hey, what's going on, Matt? What's going on, Matthew? Yeah, bear with me. Things will seem kind of blurry. I'm kind of messing around with the new camera. More importantly, I am trying to paint as fast as I can because I literally have to get an army ready by next week. Nice. What are you painting, Mal? I love to hear what you're painting. I appreciate you joining in on the chat. It's always nice to paint with somebody, you know? Yeah, to catch you up on the long and short of it, Matthew, I got a last-minute invite to a competitive tournament for bolt action for 1250 points, and I did not have 1250 points of traditional bolt action, so I'm having to literally raise an army. Right now I have to build and paint about 40 of these veteran riflemen. Yeah, it's good you're working on your vows, Mal. I actually had to put mine on hold. You know, I couldn't complete those in time to actually vow these a-holes in time to complete them for next week. So I'm just kind of painting these for me. I know. So, I said I should be able to get them done. It's not that hard. I already had a lot of them built, so it's really just the painting. So that's why I'll be doing emergency 4. You know, it's like emergency 4-hour streams. So I'll be here till about 6 a.m. today and tomorrow, trying to get these guys painted as fast as I can. Luckily, all my tanks, my trucks, my tank heads, all that stuff's already built and painted, so I'm good there. Like I said, what's going to slow me down is the basing. But luckily I do a very simple base on these guys. I just grab some cheap apple barrel green paint, give it 2 good thick coats so it gets dark, and then I slap some green tufts on it. Also, I am working with some new suppression software for the audio, so if you guys want to let me know how the audio sounds, I'm trying to get it trying to tweak that audio a little bit better, trying to improve as I go. Yeah, if you're a good painter, you might want to close your eyes or just watch the chat, because we are going fast and loose here like it's prom night. Just trying to get these boys out the door. I said I'm not gonna send anything. I'm not gonna send them unpainted. Like everything, even down to the canteen, is gonna be painted. But I mean, these are expedited. So yeah, we have the wall green for the helmets. We already have the rifles Mostly painted. The bayonet's painted. The leather gear's painted. So right now we're working on anything that would have been canvas. So that's their web gear and their putties and the green cap for the non-commissioned officer. I'm gonna take my watch off. A lot easier for my wrist to lay flat. But ooh, mild. How saucy. Oh, that's nice. Oh yeah, I hear you. I wish I was building some Conflict 47 right now, but bolt action's still good. I'm excited to see what you're gonna vow, Mal. I always love me some Conflict 47. Yeah, my cultists are calling me. I finally got the so for my tank. What I was waiting on for that Panther, I want to surprise you guys. What I was waiting on is some stencils for Egyptian hieroglyphics for my Panther, and I'm literally gonna like spray paint it on with stencils so it looks like graffiti. So my stencils finally came in, and then I got the invitation, which I'm super grateful for. I don't want to seem like I'm inconvenienced. I'm just being sarcastic. I'm super excited for this tournament, so I'm excited they invited me. I'm trying to tell them I have no business being there. I'm not a very good player, but they wanted me there anyways, so I'm definitely going to show up and fill up a spot and try and have fun and try and help as many people as fun as I can. More importantly, I'm going to try and take as many notes as I can, because I'm trying to run my own event here in about a year. Super excited about it. Already got the map ideas, all that kind of stuff planned out. Doing a site recon here at the end of the month. So, super excited about that. Ooh, Samurai Horseman. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I have that Samurai box I keep talking about from Warlord Games for Pike and Shot, and I want to do it to customize a few models, but I'm not sure how well it's gonna go in a bolt action game. I hear some of these guys are like real big historical guys, but I'm not sure if I'll put any on these models that I'm building in the next week. I'll probably just save those for my Conflict 47 ones, you know? But yeah, I'd love to see how those horsemen turned out. Those sound awesome. Samurai horsemen are pretty cool. I don't think I've seen the models from Fireforge. Is it like a 3D printing? Is it an STL or a model company? I don't think I've heard of them. So I'm excited for the. Ooh, okay. Oh, from Italy. Ooh. I may have to check that out. I'm always looking for extra Japanese bits. Yeah, so for this tournament, for those of you who do know Bolt Action, the list I'm taking, like I said, the rules were 1250, no turret spam, 18 dice, and no special theater books. Has to come from like your mainline book. So I only can take what I have, or what I could reasonably get ready in a week. So what I'm taking is I am taking a regular second lieutenant with an adjutant. They both have SMGs. They'll be riding in a veteran truck with a medium machine gun. I know veteran truck. I just was trying to spin points. I have 3 15-man veteran rifle squads. Everyone has a rifle, including the NCO. 1 10-man veteran rifle squad. I have a veteran light mortar team. I have 3 veteran suicide AT or lunge mine. And I have a veteran Type 92 tankette and a veteran Type 97 Kaishinto. So I'm weak on HE, so if they get in buildings, I'm going to be kind of hosed. But I'm more worried at 1250. I'm worried less about troops and buildings, and I'm worried more about big-ass tanks. So that's why I went ahead and went with the Kaishinto, because it has a medium AT gun. It's better than nothing. And hopefully those 3 veteran lunge mine guys are really going to be worth it. So yeah, I came up just about 5 points shy. But like I said, I don't think it's a good list. It's definitely not a competitive list. But I'm not a competitive guy, so it works out. I wanted one last good bonsai charge for 2nd edition, and that whole army is highly mobile. So that's what I'm excited about. Bear with me while I adjust this. There we go. Sorry, those blurry miles are bothering the piss out of me. Yes, yes it is. Everyone except for the officers are veterans, which I find hilarious. But like I said, the officer and his adjutant, they're just gonna be riding in the truck, machine gunning. You know, so that's their thing. yeah, definitely a lot of veterans. I'm excited for that. Hopefully, it makes them a little bit harder to kill. But I don't think it's a list that I've seen, and I don't think it's a list anyone's expecting. So I wouldn't quite say it's like meme list tier, but I think it's definitely going to surprise the hell out of some people. Yeah, 55 veteran infantry, just riflemen. They're going to be tough to kill. So unless they have Gurkhas or flamethrowers, I mean, which I'm sure that, I mean, at 1250 points, I'm expecting everything in the kitchen sink. So yeah, the fun part is I have no idea what any of the scenarios are, no idea what any nation is. This isn't my normal gaming group, so I have no idea who any of the players are or what the local meta is. I absolutely no clue. So, you know, we're walking in Helen Keller status over here. But by the same token, that surprise kind of goes both ways. So I do pretty good with the OPSEC, so not a lot of people know. Obviously, it's a small channel, but you know, no one knows who I am. So no one knows who I am showing up to this tournament either, as far as I'm aware of. So this army is gonna walk in and just be absolutely a surprise for everybody. Yeah, I think they will be. Honestly, I said, played at least Bolt Action played about 10 games. Like I said, maybe one out of the 10 was a bad one. The other one's kind of annoying a little bit, but overall, way better than what I experienced with 40K. Granted, that was back with 7th edition, but from what I hear, it's a fun group, and that's what I told him. I was like, look, hope you're not expecting anybody good. I've been doing a lot more Conflict 47, like demo games, so I'm kind of fuzzy on bolt action rules, you know? So, you know, I don't want to slow up any gameplay, but they're saying it's the Swiss method, so I'll play a random person for my first game, and then if I lose, which I likely will, I'll play someone who lost their first game, so that way it's kind of like peer-based matchmaking, I guess, or skill-based matchmaking. I'm just looking to have a lot of fun, and I'm super excited. That's really it. Because I'm not gonna lie, as 3rd edition comes, I'm one of the people who are like, I'm excited for 3rd edition, but I'm more sad about losing what I know, losing 2nd edition. So this last minute invitation to have like some 2nd edition fun, that hits the spot. That's what I'm excited about. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what's in store for the Japanese for 3rd edition, so might as well get while the getting's good, you know. And 2nd edition, we had a fun faction, so I plan on bonsai charging every single chance I get. Hey, Evolution of Gaming, what's going on, buddy? Glad you could join the chat, man. You're just in time for a emergency 4-hour stream as I try and get as many Japanese riflemen built as I possibly can, while also working full time. Yeah. Yeah, when I accepted the invite, I misread it. When it said 8/17, I thought it said 9/17. I was like, oh yeah, month? Yeah, no big deal. I can finish my vows, you know, make new vows. It'll be a great time. Then as I was looking at it, I was like, why does it keep saying August? I was like, ah, shit. That's next week. You know, my hobby brain was like that Simpsons meme where it's like, haha, I'm in danger. Yeah, same here, Matthew. I'm excited. I'll play it regardless, you know, but I'm just kind of, I'm kind of worried about the changes it's gonna make. But I trust Warlord Games. I think they're gonna make decisions for fun. So it probably looks like this this green paint I'm using isn't much. Probably doesn't look like it's changing much either, but once I do the dark green bases, this this Death Guard green kind of pops a little bit more. And these Shingunto katanas for the NCOs, these came in just basically green. They were nothing fancy. These things were cranked out in factories. Officers generally had samurai swords that were like passed down through their families and stuff like that, and clans. NCOs, no, they got factory issued katanas. But yeah, those of you who do play bolt action, if you have any tips you want to drop down in the chat for the competitive scene, let me know. Like I said, my main thing is, as far as I know, as far as I've always thought, infantry is what win games. You know, and it's all about pins. And the second pin is always more important. Because just because you pin a unit, they can pass their leadership test and then lose that pin. But if you get a second pin on a unit, even if they lose that first pin, it's still going to affect their shooting. So, you know, my goal is to put pins on models. You know, try and get at least 2 pins on each model, and just play the objective. My goal is not to get distracted by the tanks, because Lord knows I can't do much about them, other than my lunge mines. So, just try and outmaneuver and play the objectives as best I can, and let their crazy expensive 400-point Tiger tanks just sit there and try and machine gun infantry all day. From what I remember of this group, I think normal warfares and land mattresses were popular. So I'm expecting a lot of indirect fire. I'm expecting for 1250, which I've never seen. I've only ever played 1,000 points. 1250, I'm expecting a lot of tanks. Heavy tanks. If it's infantry, as long as it's not Gurkhas or flamethrowers, I got them. Tanks, more gonna be more of a cat and mouse game. But overall, I'm excited. More importantly, I'm excited for the pictures. There's gonna be a lot of good pictures to share, you know, on my channel and on Morning Glory's Discord. Oh yeah, one tiger is being jittered, so I expect a well shit, what do you call a group of tigers? A den? A tiger den? Yeah, I think it's a den of tigers. Yeah, I expect multiple tigers. Panthers? I think we're gonna see panthers like you'd see Shermans, you know? Pardon me. I know batch painting isn't very sexy, but it's gonna be the only way to mass produce these guys and get them ready. I'm thinking of putting one lunch mine, because the light truck, so that's what I'm taking. I'm taking a light truck that's a veteran, so it can only hold 7 people. So it'll have the regular second lieutenant and his adjutant. I think I'll put one of the veteran lunch mines in there and running that thing up the board. Because I figure if I run that up the board and they know it has a lunch mine guy in it, that's gonna take a lot of their attention, and they'll have to worry about where am I gonna put my attention. The truck coming up the middle with the lunch mine, you know, the medium tank going around the side, or the tankette going around the other side, or the 55 veteran infantry who are running around somewhere in the middle. And I'm hoping with all that, he'll forget about the other 2 lunch mines. We shall see, we shall see. Are your battle wagons coming, Mild? Or Mild? Yeah, I hear you. Progress though. I said the hardest part I think is starting. You know, once you get the brush wet, you get the model out and the paint open. That's not even half the battle. That's like 3/4 of the battle right there. Ooh, that sounds like it's going to be a slow process. All the best to you, my friend. Do you do any kit bashing on these battle wagons? Hey, I know that reference. Oh yeah, yeah. I love giving Morning kind of shit. I mean, he's a better painter than I am, hands down. No argument. He's a better painter than I. But I like giving him shit for his monocolored vehicles too. I know he's mostly doing 8th Army, you know, Desert Rats. But his ho-ha in the same paint scheme just really cracked me up, and I absolutely love giving him shit for it. But no, he's a good painter. His long range desert group truck ended up looking absolutely amazing. But no, I would agree. As someone who paints bolt action in Conflict 47 more than Warhammer 40k, I would definitely say that the points cost for his tournament isn't really there. I feel like mass producing and mass painting bolt action tanks is getting an absolute shit ton of points, you know? I would, at the very least, I would have him say all tanks are counted at like the recruit level for points, you know? I feel like that would help the competition a little bit. Otherwise, I think people are just going to start like cranking out like shit tons of Bring carriers and like Sherman tanks, especially for 3rd edition where you can take actual armored platoons. Yeah, I think you're about to see a shit ton of bolt action tanks being built, and that's going to be a lot of points. But at the same point in time, people are also, you know, 3D printing knights, so maybe it does balance out. What do I know? Yeah, a cheap source of World War II bits that are a good scale, I would say, are the Wargame Atlantic boxes. You know, you can buy any one of those and you'll have an absolute plethora of bits. That's what I used when I built my cultists when I kit bashed them. I haven't seen too many historical photos or read too many first-hand accounts of German using a lot of captured weaponry, with the exception of Russian SMGs. Um, but I know the Americans and the Japanese absolutely. Well, let me take that back. The Imperial Japanese Navy, the SNILF, Special Air Landing Force, those guys stole shit all the time. So did the Americans and the Marines, especially the Marines. But I think the Italians took the Italians took a lot of would always steal gear too. Oh, that sounds awesome. For that, Matthew, I'd definitely look at find a good source for axe bits. You know, axe bits and shovel bits, because that's something that would denote like a good forestry unit and stuff like that, is being able to rapidly convert timber into fighting positions. So yeah, axes would be a great way to denote that. If you're open to suggestions, otherwise you can just tell me to go piss off and I'll piss off. As I was. But yeah, I'd say like axes and chains for dragging the timber around once they cut it down. No, I don't. Don't take me as a source of authority. I'm just out here throwing out ideas. That's one of my favorite part of model building. I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to kit bashing and WYSIWYG, is my painting skills aren't super high, but I love when a model tells a story. And what I mean by that is it comes from like, you know, generating an intel, where if you look at a unit and you look at the way they carry their gear and what gear they carry, you can tell a lot about that unit, you know? So like if a U.S. soldier, you know, is carrying, you know, standard issue web gear and the standard issue pattern, you know, okay, cool, it's a troop. But if you see them start having like extra SMG pouches, and more importantly, you see those SMG or pistol pouches on their non-firing side, you know, like if their weapons in their right hand and they have all their pouches on the left-hand side, you're like, all right, this troop kind of knows what they're doing, you know. Same thing for like an engineer troop. If you see like barbed wire or like shovels and bolt cutters and stuff like that, you're like, oh, okay, cool, these guys are engineers. I really like the kind of show don't tell when it comes to models, you know? Kind of like that visual storytelling. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can tell a veteran unit from a green unit pretty quick. But also, it's a great way if you do have, inexperienced troops versus regular troops versus veteran troops. It's also a great way to denote veterans. Is they'll likely have either captured equipment or equipment that's no longer issued or extra equipment in strategic places. Just like a personal story, one of the main ways I like denoting my machine gunners isn't necessarily laying down. I mean, you do lay down as a machine gunner, especially if you have a bipod, but also a lot of times, particularly with like the Japanese light machine guns, a lot of times these guys would crouch too. And more importantly, not always, but it's a good practice that your machine gunners should always be kind of near the top of your order for who you issue pistols out to. Like, officers need pistols, and then generally the next person who needs pistols is probably going to be your machine gunners or your drivers. Because that machine gun runs dry, or if you get a runaway gun, or if you get a malfunction that you can't clear, it's always nice to do that New York City reload and immediately go to your sidearm. So I always put pistol holsters on my machine gunners. There we go. I'm always making last minute adjustments, so bear with me. This is amateur hour, as it were. Hopefully you like the new overlay. I had kind of fun making it. I wanted something a little different, not just like giant widescreen. I kind of wanted something a little bit different to focus, less on the painting. Because I'm still trying to... I got a new camera, but I didn't have time to set it up. So I'm still using the old camera. But I wanted something to kind of like embrace more of like a social aspect. So that's kind of what I want for this. It's kind of like our... weekend social club, kind of like Mouth Knife, showing up, painting, but like, I'm here. If you happen to be awake, if you want to catch a stream and just chat and paint together, that's what the whole point is. So the camera quality is probably not always going to be the best, as you can tell. My units aren't always in focus, and neither are my hands and stuff like that, but it's really just kind of a, like a social club, It is super awesome to log in and seeing you guys. And you guys hop in the chat like that. I can't tell you what a cool feeling it is. All I can say is, if you're thinking it, definitely start a stream, because I'll definitely be there. I'll try my hardest to join y'all stream if y'all start streaming. But it is a lot of fun, and it is a great way to slay a gray. If you're on the fence and you have a camera, just go ahead and jump right in, baby. And definitely let me know if you do start streaming. Let me know your hours, and I will try my damnedest to be there. You guys have shown me some awesome support, and I can't wait to pay it back any way I can. Yeah, I'm glad those ideas sound cool to you, Matthew. If I'm not mistaken, I think you're probably at work. But yeah, definitely something to kind of chew on in your mind while you're working. Yeah, and like I said, the cheapest place other than 3D printing to find extra bits, because Etsy, you never really know what you're going to get. But Wargame Atlantic, man, I don't work for them, but I advocate them because I love bits, and I love bits in good scale. And their boxes have shit tons of bits. Alright, once we finish this, we're about halfway done. Yeah, 15-man squads. They actually take a while to paint. Again, 15. These are going to be 15-man veteran rifle squads. Tough nuts to crack. And absolutely brutal in close combat. I didn't take any SMGs, so, you know, I'm losing out a little bit there. But I'm trying to just double down on manpower. This will also be my first time running a weaponized truck. It'll be a light truck, but it does have a medium machine gun on it, and it will be crewed by the second lieutenant. So I'll let you know how that works. I figured I never really used Pop 2 orders. I understand the usefulness of it, but I don't know, it's just never really been my thing. Never really had time to kind of like theory hammer it out. So his job is just basically going to be riding that truck, laying down some hate with that MMG. Yes, gym time is important. Even my fluffy self, I try and at least get a good hour swim in, at least Monday through Friday. Definitely clears the head. Like I said, painting is great for mental health, but so is gym time. Gym time is great time. Yeah, on days I don't swim, you know, yeah, I don't feel right. If I had to choose between, you know, painting or swimming or going to the gym, I'm definitely going to hit up the gym. I just reached that age of my life, right? I know what works for me, you know? Everyone has their own thing. I work from home, you know? So if I don't, you know, get my prison mandated exercise time, you know, I can get a little grumpy, and I wouldn't want to do it to my wife or my dogs. So try and make sure I get my swim in. Probably tell I can tan line for my watch. So I have some more people in the chat. How's my volume doing? I'm trying to work with a new mic setting. It's got a lot of suppression software for like background noise. And you can probably still hear my paint pot opening and closing. But other than that, I'm trying to work with a new audio system. So if you guys can give me some feedback on how my volume is, I'd appreciate it. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Means a lot. Yeah, I went with a nice, chill, much more kind of traditional Tiki track, like Hawaiian music in the background. I'm trying to go for something that's just super mad chill, where I can just kind of zone out and just get in the painting mood, you know? I do actually have a pretty cool surprise. So some people who are in Morning Glory's channel who watch his streams know that some of the different people have used AI to make songs for their different Warhammer 40k units. Well, before when I had time, when I didn't know I had to build all these guys, I was actually playing around with an AI, and after 200 song generations, I finally came up with one for my Tiki Terrors of Woohoo Island. So it's actually the outro song. If you guys are still here, 3 hours from now when I log out, the outro song will actually be an AI generated song specifically for my Conflict 47 bolt action Japanese army. Pretty excited. It was absolutely hilarious to make and a lot of fun. I know some people feel strongly about AI, so I want to actually advertise the link here. You can get with me. You can send me a Discord message or something like that. I'll give it to you. I won't say exactly where I did it at, because I know some people feel very strongly about AI taking, jobs from people on Fiverr making music, which I've also hired people on Fiverr to make music before for like my D&D campaigns. So I get it. No shade here. I just thought it'd be fun to kind of mess around with, and surprisingly, they did a great job with the lyrics. Like when I saw after like 200 songs, when it finally nailed the lyrics, like, oh, this is hysterical. There's still a little bit of wonkiness. You can definitely tell it's AI, but it's not bad. I'll release the song on YouTube once I have some good footage, probably from this tournament, then I'll probably release the song. Yeah, the spray did not get these guys right. I wanted to go back over them with Centauri Dust. Alright. Yeah, I'm armed to the teeth with my magical mixture of sugar-free Red Bull and Malibu Black. So that should keep me both energized and also relaxed enough to zone out and paint these models. It's one of my favorite drinks. Easy drink to make, just ice, Malibu Black, which is just a stronger version of Malibu, and sugar-free Red Bull. So, you're not drinking a shit ton of sugar for a mixer. And it's a magical combo. Ironically, it smells like sunscreen, so it's kind of off-putting, but it is delicious. So, what kind of tank are you thinking about running in your late German army there, Matthew? Like I said, for my German Conflict 47 army I'm building, that Colt Imhotep, they actually have a Panther. Granted, it's got the shield buff projector, but does still have the coaxial mini machine gun and the bow mini machine gun. And that, I think it's that 10 plus frontal slope armor is just too nice for a Panther. I'm not gonna lie. So for the cool factor and for the Tiger Fear, I get it, but I don't understand why people are paying to take Tigers when you can just take a Panther. But again, I'm not a German player, so you know, doesn't make any sense. My opinion. Yeah, my opinion's moot. Oh, full mechanized. Nice. Like, so a lot of stock Hano mag. Do you got any like specialty half tracks? Oh yeah, boys. This is ugly painting. Alright, good news. Seems like the push to mute works. I was having a quick chat with Mrs. Tiki, as it were. Luckily, it did not come through the mic. Ooh, a flame one. Ah, the mortar one's awesome. I absolutely love mechanized shoot and scoot. So I love motorized, like, light mortars. I think it's a super cool idea. Ooh. Yeah, that's the only thing I'd worry about, because I'm pretty sure they're all open-topped. So, and I know everyone and their mother takes a medium mortar, so that's the only thing I'd really worry about with all those half-tracks. If you're not shooting and scooting, I'm worried they're going to draw a bead on you with a medium mortar and rain some piss on you. Alright, boys, we're cutting through. We're cutting through. Finish the web gear. Some of them have the special toe boots that I gotta go back and paint black. And then we'll do, when we're doing black, we'll finish up the rifles, which are black. And then we'll paint the skin on, and then we'll base. After I get 2 good coats of base on, I'll go back and touch up any mistakes I made, which are probably shit tons. And once that's all done, all the details are good, we'll slap down the tufts, and these 15 guys will be good. And we'll only have 40 more. Luckily, a lot of them are already built, so I got that going for me. The more I talk about it with you guys, I'm thinking, I don't think anyone's going to see this army coming. Another good thing is I don't take a medium mortar. I've never taken a medium mortar, maybe like in my British list that I'm building. It's in the idea stage right now. But I'm not a big fan of medium mortars. I know they're effective, and I know the spotter's nice. But with these guys, I like them all highly mobile. Like I said, all infantry squads are going to be moving up the board. Lunge mines are either going to be hidden or moving. The truck's going to be moving. And the tank and take head are going to be moving. Same thing with light mortars. I move them. I move and shoot with them because they're only hitting on 6s. You know, but that's how mortars work anyways. You can dial in, but I just keep moving my light mortars and just keep firing. And if they get a hit, then I'll keep them where they're at and just let them rain in until the unit moves. For me, it's a little opposite, Matt. Like I said, the building, I love. The building I can kind of cruise through. You know, the painting is the tax for me. You know, it's like the price I gotta pay to have decent. Well, by decent, I mean like 3-colored tabletop, 3-foot pretty models ready for the tabletop. Especially the painting, it's the basing. It's mostly because that the hobby paint that I use, you know, it's very slow to dry. I need 2 thick coats to get the look that I want and to match the other units. So it's the basing that takes a while for me. Yeah, the only thing I'm expecting from this tournament is to have some fun, hopefully make some friends. Like I said, have some fun, make some friends, and roll some dice. I don't expect to be winning any painting awards or... again, this is a championship, so I know they had a couple of pre-qualifying heats that I have absolutely no idea about, so I'm kind of just walking right into what could be a shark nest. We'll see. Yeah, it could be like Super Mad Chill, you know, like Brewhammer, you know, and it could be some old Warhammer 40k sweat. All I know is I'm excited to play with these models. I said I can't tell you guys how excited I am to get in some good last bonsai charges before 3rd edition comes. Because if they take the bonsai rule away, which is very possible, that is very powerful. They take away our bonsai rule, I at least want to be able to have gotten mine in, you know? It's one of those things where, like, you think you've bonsai'd, but you've never bonsai'd enough. There's always more time for bonsai. Yeah, definitely, man. I love pictures. Feel free to shoot them to me on the Discord. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I piggyback off Mordine's Discord a lot. I'll never have my own Discord. No, it's just a lot of work. The Discord I have is literally just for D&D, so I keep it for that. As far as like social and community, you know, I lurk in other people's comment sections. I also lurk in other people's Discords, and I'm on Facebook a lot. I know I'm old person doing Facebook, but in my area, the Bolt Action and Conflict 47 community, it's all through Facebook. So. Sure. So, verbatim for you, for the bonsai rule, is if a Japanese infantry unit, and remember, infantry unit, is ordered to run towards or charge the closest visible enemy, any order test that move is automatically passed as if the unit had rolled a double 1. All models in the unit must then be moved directly towards one model in the target unit, and must make contact with that target if it's possible. So you combine that with the death before dishonor rule that gives every unit in this list fanatic special rule, and it's pretty damn brutal. And remember, the bonsai charge works for any infantry unit. I say this because I had a game where a guy got upset because he moved his second lieutenant with his SMG out of a building, and I bonsai charged him with my light mortar team, and he's like, "You can't do that, those aren't infantry, those are light mortar." I was like, they count as infantry. And sure enough, they beat the shit out of that guy with a light mortar in close combat. It was phenomenal. Yeah, he was not amused. The bonsai rule is absolutely phenomenal. So where the issue is, and this is the problem, is some people will cheese stuff, right? So there is a specific line, to read it again to you. If any Japanese infantry unit is ordered to run towards or charge the closest visible enemy, any order test for that move is automatically passed. Now here's the line that trips everybody up. As if the unit had rolled a double 1. So what people were doing is like, hey, it counts as if they had rolled a double 1, so they take away all their pins. That's not how that works. They do lose 1 pin for automatically passing their order, but they don't lose all their pins. That was super cheese. So it was a good, strong rule, but some people were trying to make it incredibly more strong. And they kind of like ruined the rapport of other Japanese players. Yeah, so remember, Banzai Charge is awesome, but you also have to remember, we also have the Fanatic special rule. So it is... Japanese veterans can be hard to kill. But, historically, it's pretty cool. Because like I said, a lot of times the Japanese just had their Type 38 rifles. You know, they had to get around it somehow. And what a lot of people don't know is one of the things they trained a lot in is standard Japanese infantry did a lot of night training in their basic training in their advanced combat schools before they deployed. So they didn't have, you know, back in World War II, there wasn't a lot of standard like special stano or night observation equipment. So the Japanese did a lot of night combat training, you know, just naturally getting used to fighting at night. And so that's why they learned to get in close, make their ammo count. You know, they carry maybe about 30, 35 rounds because they have 2 ammo pouches in the front and 1 ammo pouch in the back. And they carried long-ass bayonets like spears, and that was their whole point, is to get in close because they know they didn't have the same amount of machine guns or SMGs as everybody else. So at nighttime, you know, where they can kind of cut down on that long-range visibility of machine guns and other types of weapons, they can get in close and do their melee fighting. So the Japanese were specialists in nighttime fighting. Don't really talk about very much. Overall, I think Warlord Games does a great job of representing the Japanese on the tabletop, at least with second edition. We'll see what comes about with third edition. You know, I don't know. Just like everybody else, the machine gun rule on vehicles, that could hurt us. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I will be happy to see DACA stewards go away if that's a thing. Recently I took a trip with Mrs. Tiki, maybe about a year ago, and we actually got to go to a museum and see a Ha-Go, a real-world Type 95 Ha-Go that was captured by American forces. We got to see one in person, so I'm actually big, not just like weight-wise, like I'm a big guy. Post-military, I got some injuries, and I don't work out near enough, and I have dietary habits of an unmonitored 4-year-old at a birthday party, you know? So, I am overweight, but I'm also tall, so I'm a big dude. And when I took a look at that Ha-Go, I was like, oh, hell no. I can't believe they fit three, even at the time, even 3 standard-sized Japanese males in a Ha-Go. That is tight quarters. Absolute tight quarters. There's a picture. When I get up to 500 subscribers, I'll post it. I'll still have my face covered, but I'll post the picture of me by a Ha-Go, and I absolutely dwarf this tank. Like I feel like the Hulk. I feel like I can just grab it and flip it. And that's not even talking about a Type 92 tank yet, which is even smaller. But it was super cool seeing a Ha-Go in person. That was awesome. Almost worth the trip itself. Ooh, yeah, I bet. It's concerned for his Parisians. So, after some playtesting, there's actually a house rule I want to test for my own area. And it concerns anti-tank weapons. And what I mean by that is the difference between a bazooka, a Panzerschreck, Panzerfaust, and more importantly, the Piat. So I feel like a lot of times with like Allied forces, the Piat's not getting enough love. A lot of people take it just for the flavor, you know, just to be British. But the cool thing about a Piat versus like a bazooka, super bazooka if you're playing Conflict 47 or anything else, is all those other anti-tank weapons, they have a backblast. So they're technically recoilless rifles, if you want to think about it that way. And so when you launch it, all that recoil and flame goes out the back. So you have to make sure your backblast is clear so you don't cook your buddy. But more importantly, if you shoot a bazooka inside of a building, there's a good chance you could not only knock out all the air, but also kind of cook anybody else in that room with you. It's extremely lethal, even modern day. So the cool thing about the Piat is the Piat was like spring-loaded, like a shoulder catapult. Best way to think about it, if you played Fallout, the mini nuke launcher, you know, the Fat Man, you know, it's exactly kind of a Piat worked, like it was a spring-loaded system. So what's cool is it's a cold launch anti-tank weapon system. So that meant 2 things: A, it could be fired indoors, and B, there wasn't a huge massive like plume of white smoke or a streak across the sky. So if no one was watching and you launched a Piat, you know, if they weren't exactly watching where it came from, they're probably not going to spot where you are. So Piats were like a very sneaky urban anti-tank weapon system. So I'm trying to incorporate that into my own house rules, where I want to say like Piats are the only weapon The only anti-tank weapons that infantry can fire from inside buildings. That way it makes, you know, it's like hashtag make Piats great again. You know, it gives a reason to take a Piat over a bazooka other than just points cost. Because you plan on like fighting in the cities and using a lot of cover. Yeah, Shermans were pretty cramped too. There was 4 people in that. Yeah, not exactly room to play ping pong in there, you know. I just saw a video, someone got a Type 89. So the 89 was the tank before the Hago that the Japanese had. So I saw somebody got a Type 89 fully operational again. This dude was just like driving one down the street. It looked absolutely awesome. I was insanely jealous. I have never driven a tank. The 2 closest things I did is I got to drive a Striker for a little bit. And I drove an M113, an old APC, which I was 100% was not certified to do, was not supposed to do. But it had to get moved. So I hopped in, figured out how to move it, and moved it. So that is the only tracked vehicle I ever driven, was an old M113. That thing felt like a death trap. Never driven a tank. Always wanted to. It's on my list. I have done a lot of cool stuff. Luckily, Mrs. Tiki is absolutely awesome, and we go on cool adventures. We do really cool things. So definitely driving a tank is on that list. My eyes are starting to blur and I still have so much more to paint. Just worked on them. Kind of just want to get like an old, like, you know, like tracked skid loader and just build like a tank around that, you know? Probably cheaper than trying to get an old tank running. Now, all the armored vehicles I were in were all wheeled. A lot of up armored Humvees, a lot of MRAPs, a lot of MAT-Vs, stuff like that. Yeah, I see what you say that. I was always more worried about rollovers. That's why I realized early on in my career, seatbelts are your friends. You know, I've been in enough accidents and rollovers to figure that one out. So, as long as you have your seatbelt on, and more importantly, the old saying is gear adrift is a gift. So as long as you stowed all your equipment and strapped down all your stuff, you'd be alright. There's always the people who didn't strap down their gear. You know, when you catch someone's backpack with your face, it's never fun. So does anybody have any high hopes for any armies coming out for 3rd edition that aren't as popular for 2nd edition? You know, I know they're going to cover obviously the big ones first, but it makes me worry, like what's going to happen to the Polish, the French, the Partisans, the Italianos. Oh, the Italianos. I figure with them putting out so much Alpini, you know, plastic kits, I don't think the Italians are going anywhere for 3rd edition. I think you'll always have your SAS, your Marines, your Army, U.S. Army infantry. You'll always have the Desert Rats and the Africa Corps. You know, they're just iconic. Can't really think of any models that may get the temporary cut until they catch back up. I mean, they obviously can't release rules for everything all at once. That would be insane. I mean, Warlord Games is awesome. Especially if they're watching the stream, hint, hint, wink, wink, hint, hint, wink. But I don't think even they can do that. I mean, that would be a tall order. What I can say, if you're thinking about the Finns, boy howdy do the Finns come hard in Conflict 47. They are not there to play games. They got specialized rules, they got access to a whole bunch of the German equipment. Oh, they are gnarly. Yeah, if you're thinking about a Conflict 47 army, I'd definitely say the Finns would be a phenomenal choice. I did some more digging in the lore for Conflict 47. I'll cover it here pretty soon in a video, but looks like because a lot of people are questioning about the French. They have a lot of I know a lot of French players for Bolt Action. They're like, hey, what happened to the French for Conflict 47? So long story short, the loyalist French basically disappear for a little while. The Americans take them and they train them. Oh, like highly train them. So the French soldiers that come back, they have access to all of American equipment, and they are basically like a higher trained American force. They're almost like on range with American Rangers at World War II. So the French are super highly trained elite infantry with access to American roofed equipment. Yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, it is World War II. You know, a tank's gonna do it. That's one of the things I love about bolt action. You know, hey, what's that machine gun do? It works like a machine gun. Hey, that thing that looks like a flamethrower, what does it do? It throws flame. You know, like, they can change some of the rules, but a tank is still a tank is still a tank. You know, and a machine gun and a flamethrower and a bazooka, they're all the same thing. You know, there's no, like, crazy weird stuff. So that's a good point, man. There could be some rule changes, but, you know, yeah, a man with a rifle is still a man with a rifle. And that's about 75% of my army, or if not 80% of my army, is just dudes with rifles. Very solid point, man. I'm glad you said that. Thank you. Wise words indeed, sir. Well done. I tip my metaphorical cap to you. If I sound sardonic or sarcastic, I'm not. I'm just trying to focus on getting these bastards painted. I'm super excited to show pictures from this event. I just hoping you guys aren't expecting like some, you know, crazy tactical win here. You know, I'm gonna do my best, but, you know, definitely gonna have fun. What I'm excited for is the experience. I'm going to be picking the brain of the two guys running this thing, so that when I run my event about a year from now, it'll go off as smoothly as a first time event can. You know? So I'm thinking for my event, like I said, it's going to be a 2-day event. On the first day, it's going to be a kind of a meet and greet, and our army's on parade. Everyone's going to have their armies out. Everyone's going to like kind of walk, take a look at everyone's army, and vote. You know, we'll find out who has the best painted/themed army. And then everyone's going to have their first match. Their first match is going to be kind of an escalation thing, so it's going to be a 500-point match. And then the second day, you're going to have 2 matches, and they're both 1,000-point matches. And then that night we'll announce the winners. So there's going to be a winner for the best painted and best themed. There's going to be a most tactical. It doesn't have to be the person with the best score, but just, you know, people will vote who showed the best tactics and stuff like that, who had the best like mindset, you know. And then it'll be the most Tiki, or the most, you know, congenial, and like the friendliest player, the guy or girl who had the best time, you know, made people laugh, they'll get an award. And then the person with the most points, you know, they'll get a small award, nothing too big, you know, but they'll definitely be the winner. And then whichever faction won, so I'm going to break the factions between, even though it's bolt actions, can be between Allies, Axis, and the Soviets. And the winning factions are all going to get kind of an award that they can wear on the ship. And then everybody who shows up is gonna get like a little medal, you know, that they can wear, like a real. It's gonna be like plastic, but that way each time you show up, you get a different campaign medal, you know. And that's really what I'm looking for. Like I said, everyone's gonna get something, and hopefully they're gonna get a good time. Pretty excited about it. Yeah, there's no purse. Like I said, so there's nothing too crazy. It's not like you have to be there to win to make money. No, I mean, it's going to be like basically models, you know, for the different places. And that's really it. Just kind of encouraging more. Like I said, it's going to be a tournament, I guess, but I wanted to have more of a meetup mindset. More of like a, kind of like this thing, like a social club. I know 2 days sounds kind of weird. It sounds like it's spaced out weird, but once I reveal where it is and why it works that way, it'll make a lot more sense. You'll be like, oh, okay, I get what you're trying to do. I've listened to a lot of people talk about different tournaments and some of the things that pop up, some of the issues. So I have a very out of the box idea that I think may work pretty well. So I'm pretty excited. I'll reveal it at the beginning of next month. You know, once I finish my site survey at the end of this month. And super excited. The first one will be limited as far as the actual tournament. It's probably only going to be about 8 actual players. I mean, anyone can show up, you know, and we can try and stick some games in here and there. There'll be time for that. But as far as the actual tournament itself, it'll only really be 8 players. So it'll be kind of first come, first serve. And I won't be one of the players. I will just be a TO walking around helping out. Keeping the vibes going, as it were, for the youth. Doing vibe checks. That was cringy just saying that shit. Alright, this is the last guy with canvas gear, and we're going to move on to black, paint some of their toed boots, and finish up their rifles. I'll have to come back later on because they're chin straps. They're not leather chin straps, they're actually cloth. Same canvas cloth as their as some of their pouches, gear, and their putties. So it'll be the same color. That'll be like one of the closing details I gotta do to fix these guys. Alright. Oh man, your Germans look awesome. I'm really liking it. I like the color pattern you went with. The weapons look really good too. Really good detail on the weapons. Big fan, man. They look great. Hey man, yeah, that's all it takes. You see one camo pattern you like my my vineyard style camo, you know, where it's like khaki with very thin green stripes. I got that off. There's a single zero with that paint job that survived the war, and I saw that paint job and I was like, oh, I like that for tanks. I literally used it, so. Whatever speaks to you, man, it's the best thing to go with. Alright, my camera's acting silly, so give me 1 second here, guys. I will be right back.
all red. I had to cook some cheese grit.
On my camera, and it decided to kind of mess around a little bit. So I think that for the next stream, I'm definitely gonna mess around and get the other camera ready. This one's been giving me a lot of problems lately. Jade green and black for samurai. That actually sounds really awesome. Nice. That's really cool. These rifles first. Not ready for black yet. So those of you who have been to tournaments, doesn't matter if it's Warhammer 40k, you know, Cyberpunk Red, you know, Bolt Action, anything like that. What's your favorite part of going to tournaments? Like I said, I usually stay away from tournaments. Nothing against it. It's just usually not my scene. So this will be kind of new for me. So I'd love to kind of pick your brains a little bit about it, you know. I mean, it sounds fun. They're saying like food's provided and everything as part of your entry fee, so it's pretty nice. I'm just going through and finishing up the rifles, so I realized I didn't have all the rifles painted. So I'll do the rifles first, the wood on the rifles. Nothing too crazy, just using Mornfang brown. That way it's easier to do the black banding and the black barrels. There's her parts where the chatting and seeing different types of armies and just, yeah, I mean that does make sense. I mean you already have a common common denominator, you know, a common thing that you like, and that's extremely niche. It's not just wargaming, but that particular brand, that particular game. So yeah, that does make sense. yeah, I think I'm really looking forward to seeing ideas about bolt action I can never come up with myself. Like, I'm excited to see some, you know, American paratroopers, you know, or maybe some like because that's the one thing I have noticed is bolt action really brings out fans of different armies. What I mean by that is like it could be personal history, like family history, but like I've seen some people get really excited and really supportive of like a Polish army, and they'll go out and find all the metal minis available, and it's super cool to see because it reminds me a lot of Warhammer 40k and that kind of awesomeness you see in the Guard where people just get attached to certain factions. So I think that's what I'm excited to see because clearly, as you can tell with the overlay and everything, I'm a fan of the Japanese. So I'm excited to see other people's same fervor and excitement, but for the different factions. And I'm super excited to learn something because I like World War II. I like history. I don't know everything. You know, very few people do know everything about World War II. And most people learn a lot of historical stuff about the armies that they play. So that's something I have noticed. Every time I play bolt action, I always come away knowing something that I didn't know before. Or, you know, even if I kind of doubt it, you know, it gives me something to go look up, and that's always exciting. So I'm excited for the increased knowledge too, not just social. I mean, I'm excited for the social part, but really excited. That is the hard thing about building these 15-man rifle squads is even though I think Warlord Games has good spruces, especially for their Japanese, man, you run out of run out of poses pretty quick. Like I haven't seen this many similar poses since back when I inflated my 7th edition Imperial Guard army with a whole bunch of push fit models. So I had more models to paint for my Troop in the Colors vow, Morning Glory. After I did my Cult of Imhotep, but after I'm about to rush paint all of these guys, I think that'll be about the painting bug out of me. I'll still be streaming and painting, but as far as like trying to get more stuff done, I think I'm just gonna kind of take it easy and touch up on certain stuff, As far as like vowing and stuff like that. It's a shame I can't vow these guys too, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, so that's one of the armies I think I'm gonna fear, more so than Germans. Obviously I'm scared of tigers, but they'll have specialized infantry with machine guns and they'll cut me down, sure, but there's not that many of them. Russians have me worried because they can field a lot of infantry like I can, and they have those big old ginormous tanks, those KV-1s and KV-2s, so that I'm kind of worried about. We'll see. I feel like Russians or British with Gurkhas are the good hardcover to the Japanese. As they were historically. Makes sense. Yeah, alternate history could have gone a lot of different ways. I mean, there's ways the Japanese could have ended up allied with the Allies, and it would have been a huge slug match with the Soviets up near Manchuria, Mongolia, and northern China. I mean, they could have gone a lot of different ways. Which is the fun part of Conflict 47, A lot of people talk about not just the 2 atomic weapons and all the firebombing that the Americans and the Allies were dropping on Japan, but also the fact that they know they had a, metric shit ton of Soviet tanks and infantry headed down south to start perusing through northern China. You know, it's one of the many reasons they think Japan came to the table. It's not just the atomic warfare, but historically, there's not a lot of precedence for that. It's kind of just hearsay, they say, and, you know, everyone wants to have credit for making the empire surrender, so. But it's kind of interesting to think about. It's a fun thought exercise. All right, well, we are coming up on 2.5 hours. I'm not gonna lie, I am pretty tired, or knackered, as you may say, across the pond. So instead of doing 2 4-hour streams, which is a bit much, I think it may do 2.5 hour streams. You know, so instead of streaming 4 hours totally, we'll be streaming 5 hours. You know, it's kind of nice. We'll see if I feel a little bit more well rested tomorrow. I do work, you know, so I do these outside of work. But I'm starting to tell my details are getting a little bit sloppier and getting a little bit sloppier, and I'm talking less, so I don't want to, you know, hold you guys captive. But I do appreciate y'all's attention and y'all tuning in this far. We made a hell of progress. We got all their web gear, all their web gear, all their rifles, all their bayonets. So literally after this, all we'll have is just some of the pig iron, the black, with the 2-toe boots, and then just the skin and the basing. So hopefully I can get some more built tomorrow, and we'll have more to paint. right. Well, like I said, not bad. Sorry I couldn't last full 4 hours. You know, I'll try again tomorrow, see if I can make it 4 hours tomorrow. Today was a bit of a rough day at work. A lot of stuff happened. I don't anticipate... that was yesterday, I guess, technically. I don't anticipate today's gonna be any better. Today's gonna be a crazy day at work. But, I'll at least give you 2.5 hours. We'll see if I can do the full 4. You know, I'll be fully armed with Red Bulls and see how I work. But, man, overall not bad. We are crunching through these guys. I gotta build more. More to feed the Imperial War Machine, you know? Gotta have more, gotta have more. Oh man, it's so many to build, so many to paint. I don't know how people do 24-hour streams, that's impressive. Actually, you know what? Let me I have more to paint. I said I got a second win. Let me get that power half hour. Let me push up to 3 hours. That'll be nice. All right, boys. I'm gonna rally. And start working on these guys some more. Actually, no. I think I'm gonna paint some skin. I would like to see some skin on these guys because I feel like that's going to pop and it's going to help my morale. And I start to see them actually looking like humans. Alright boys, it is the final stretch. The last half hour. I said I appreciate you guys, man. I saw there was like 6 people in there. I was like, oh, people actually watch this. Wow. So I'm like, you know what, let me in the spirit of this army, let me bonsai, as it were, and see what I can do to knock these out. Yeah, rally order passed. You know, hey, that's the benefit of the bonsai, man. I appreciate you lurking, man. It means a lot. It really does. Let's try to see what all we can get done here. Let's see these guys come to life. As you can tell, I keep moving these guys back to back. You know, with the batch pinning, as I finish one color, I move one guy over to the other side. As I finish, I just keep pushing them across the line. That way I know when I'm done. Batch painting. If you haven't done a Horde army yet, which I know most of you guys are Imperial Guard players, if you've never done a Horde army, batch painting can get to you if you don't find a system, you know. So not to start beef, you know, with a channel this small, but I'll never forget I was watching oh man, what's that channel? She has those thumbnails, or it's like the same like shocked face. She just moves it around. Discord Miniatures, I think is what it's called. Anyways, she complained about these exact models, these Imperial Japanese, saying they're racist. I don't know. Like, I'm Asian, kind of. It's a long story. But I don't find anything offensive about these models. I just noticed because I looked at the face. You know, she complained about, you know, the buck teeth or the comically large-sized glasses. I think it's important to remember Bolt Action is kind of more of a Hollywood World War II game. You know? And the thing that kills me is if you notice, a lot of these models, they're all hunched over. You know, they're all running or crouch or all this other kind of stuff. And they're low to the ground. Like, how hard are you looking at these faces? You know, it's really weird. It's like complaining about, like, I don't know, the gear on a soldier. Like, it's a 28mm model that's crouched over. Like, when you look at the kit, like, 8 out of 10 models are crouched or looking down running. Like, you don't even see the faces. I don't know. Again, not starting drama. I know everyone's like, oh, I need clicks, I'll start drama. Nah, I'm not like that. But, I've always thought that was weird. I remember her claim with that. I was like, of all the weird takes to make, you know, that's kind of a weird one, but I don't know. I just looked at the face and it reminded me of that. I don't know, Matthew. I think it just must have been like a slow news week for tabletop drama. So I think that one just came out of the back pocket, you know, like, oh well, meh. So I don't know. She's got a lot more viewers than me, so maybe she knows what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm full of shit. That could very well be the case. I haven't seen her cover the Batman tabletop game. I think that'd be interesting. Not enough people talk about that. I got one good buddy. He's on the podcast I'm on. He's a big fan of the Batman game, so it's fun to talk to him about it. I always find it humorous that the guy who's a big Batman fan is also a Night Lords player. I think it's hilariously appropriate. I'll drop his channel in the description for this video so you guys can check it out. But, oh yeah, Matthew. I think. Okay. So between the channel that's in the middle of winter and 10th edition Warhammer 40k screwing over some people as far as codexes. Those two things have done more for Bolt Action than anything else. Man, Warlord Games owes him a beer. I mean, that controversy stored up so much talk about actual Bolt Action. Yeah, Warforged is the man. I absolutely love Warforged. I lurk in his channels all the time. I'm always dropping sarcastic comments on his models. But yeah, it's funny. A lot of Batman fans are Night Lord fans. I think it's hilariously appropriate. I think they go hand in hand. As far as the channel that's in the middle of winter, when I watched this video, I thought it was a master troll, and I thought it was one of the best trolls I've ever seen. When they were talking about, you know, please don't make me paint the Nazis. You know, and they talk about how they had like family who served in World War II and about how like collecting and painting these models, you know, what does that make you association? And then in the middle of this video, he had a paid promo for World of Warships. And in that paid promo, they're playing from the perspective of the Kriegsmarine, you know, the German Navy in World War II. And I was like, either this is the best troll I have ever seen, or it's very tone deaf. Turns out it was B. I was surprised. I thought, you know, it's a bit jingoistic, you know, a bit of typecasting, but I thought as a British person, I thought it was humor. I thought it was 100% sarcasm. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I thought it was humor. I was wrong, which happens often, but I was like, damn, he was serious. And I think that's what led to the whole controversy. I don't think it's necessarily what he said about playing as the Crooked Windmill Boys and stuff like that. I mean, you're gonna hear that all the time anyways. I think it was having that and then the paid promotion for World of Warships. I think that's what got him all the controversy, in my opinion. Yeah, it's funny you talk about downloading old games to play. I actually just started playing the Red Alert games because I feel like they're very appropriate for Conflict 47. And so I've made it through the first two, and so I'm on Red Alert 3. And I totally forgot, because I have a crush on Gina Carano, you know? I totally forgot Gina Carano was one of the actresses in Red Alert 3. I was like, why does that Russian chick look so familiar? I was like, holy shit, that's Gina Carano. I was like, oh, that's awesome! Oh, no kidding? Oh man, I guess I'm the asshole here. I'll have to go lurk on YouTube and see if I can find that video. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, controversial opinion. Ooh, hot take, you know what? 2 hours and 30 minutes in, hot take. He has nothing to apologize for. I mean, he said his opinion, he monetized it, which is a little weird, but he has nothing to apologize for. I think it's like belching after a good dinner. You know, I mean, yeah, it's not the best thing to do, but you also really didn't do anything wrong and nothing to apologize for. It just kind of was unsettling and it looks bad. Yeah, man, oh, yeah, hell yeah, drop it in the chat. That'd be legit. I appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, we're talking about him, so I might as well, you know, send whatever traffic I can over to his channel, of course. I would love to play Bolt Action with him or chat with him sometime. I know I'm a super small channel. But some people took that super strongly. I mean, I didn't really care one way or the other. I thought it was a hilarious troll, then I thought it was hilariously ironic. You know, I didn't really feel strongly one way or the other. I mean, I play as the Japanese. I know what Unit 731 is, you know? That's what you see. They're talking about the bad things the Germans did, and all the Japanese players are like, okay. But like I said, my big takeaway is, I'm sad to hear that he apologized. I thought he had nothing to apologize for. I thought it was a weird take, you know? But it's his take, and he's allowed to make that take. I just thought it was a little weird that he monetized it, and what he chose to monetize it with. That was a little weird. But overall, I think nothing to apologize for. But again, hey, that's my hot take, right? I know a lot of people who would not agree with that, and that's okay. Well, it's one of the things, like, because here's the thing. I mean, it doesn't matter what his take is, because it's opinion-based, right? As long as it's his honest take, that's okay. I'm okay with that. Like, for example, I mentioned the Discord Minis chick. I don't think she really feels these Japanese models are racist. You know, let's see if I can put it in this camera. You know what? Wait. I don't think it's racist, and from the way she said it, I don't really think she thinks it's racist. I think it was just something to say at the time, you know, and it's kind of parroting a point. I feel like hers wasn't honest. Where when I watched Midwinter Minis, his seemed like it was his honest opinion. I personally don't agree, but hey, that doesn't matter. You know, his opinion is just as valid as mine. And if that's his honest opinion, I think he's got nothing to apologize for. But I'm excited to see that video, man. Thanks for telling me about it. It gives me something to watch. Like I said, I think the only thing wrong with that video was just the, it wasn't even wrong, it was just hilariously ironic with the World of Warships ad. It's like, this is different because you're just blasting ships instead, but I'm like, yeah, but each ship has like 500, 600 souls on board. You know, I'm like, so, yeah, it's kind of weird, but alright. You know, these aren't like Transformers, like inanimate fucking vehicles. I mean, a ship has a crew, and warships have a big ass crew. But like I said, the one thing I will give him, and I'm very happy, is I think he opened up a Discord. You know, pardon the pun, we use Discord all the time. But by him making that video, he got people talking. And he got people talking about bolt action. So overall, I'm stoked. I mean, he got people to say their opinions. It is the internet, so some people will probably take it too far and make personal attacks, but you know, you can't police the internet. I mean, you can, but, you know, it's a little Fourth Reichy, in my opinion. That's why, and I know some of the attacks, some of the personal attacks people said to him, probably a little bit uncalled for, you know, but by the same token, people can only use information that you give them, you know? Like, no one here, other than me, has ever seen what Mrs. Tiki looks like, you know? So nobody can use that information against me, because no one knows what she looks like, because I guard my information, so. So if he monetizes bringing other people on his stream, and then people talk about that later, yeah, it's uncalled for, but at the same point in time, he monetized bringing them on the stream. So it's kind of like a weird gray area, if you ask me. You know, I guess sociably. Oh, Matthew, you're missing out, buddy. Before I went in the military, I actually sailed for a while. Container ships, tankers, all sorts of stuff like that. Ships are where it's at, man. It's a lot of fun. It's the last adventure space out there. You know, it's out at sea on those big, huge ships. No land in sight. It's a good time. Last frontier. Completely understandable. It's actually a healthy attitude to have. It's better than the people who think the opposite, who like disrespect the sea. You know, think they got everything and they go out there. I live in a seaside town, so you know I hear all the time about rescues, people putting too many people in boats, going out to sea, not respecting the ocean or the storms, and then you know sadly a lot of them lose their lives. So it's good you have a healthy fear of the sea. It's actually a good thing to have. It means you respect its danger and its power. I enjoyed those old Arkham games. I always thought they were a lot of fun. Thought they were well done. What's funny is Bolt Action. It's been out for a while, especially the second edition, and that's really the only controversy that really comes to mind that I think about the top of my head is the Midwinter mini things. The Discord mini thing that didn't get any traction, but oh man, Midwinter, what he said definitely did. I mean, you look at the controversy that you get with Warhammer 40k, with all the cheating and stuff like that. I mean, I don't think cheating's that prevalent, but I think when it does happen, because there's pictorial evidence now, I think it's like all what a lot of people talk about, and for good reason, you know. And apparently, I've been gone for the hobby for a long time. Because I remember back when I did play 40k, the podcast to watch was The Long War. You know, I remember that was always something super popular. I'd tune in every now and then to try and get some tips here and there. And this is back in 2015. You know, not that long. Oh my God, that's like 10 years ago. Okay, so that was a long time ago. You know, like 2016, 2017, 2018. So I used to watch. But I noticed that they still stream, which is awesome, but I noticed there's been a change in people. And it just seems different. It doesn't seem like it's a very big or popular podcast. And I'm curious if anybody who does follow 40k knows what happened to the Long War podcast. They just seem like they're not as popular anymore. Did I miss something? Was there some drama? Did something happen? You know, spill the tea. Yeah, it seems like some of the bigger channels that I remember from Warhammer 40k just aren't that big anymore. I mean, Mordian's actually gotten bigger. You know, I watched them way back there when I was building my Imperial Guard. I mean, I know because I always dropped the joke that I sent him my... This is back when he did list reviews, you know, and he had that same picture where everyone's looking at, like, that big global map. And he told me my list was shit, and it made me laugh. But, you know, I've watched them all the way back from the day. But I think, like, yeah, the Long War, Commissar Ganza... something like that. These people just don't seem like they're around anymore. It's kind of weird. I found a pretty good Bolt Action podcast. It's the Tabletop Tommies. They're really good. If you haven't listened to any of their videos, for Bolt Action, I highly recommend it. They're really, really good. So that is the one thing I can say I'm definitely excited about for 3rd edition, is I am excited for a whole new edition to drop and for us all, realistically, or supposedly, to be on even ground. You know, I feel like when I try and come into Bolt Action from Conflict 47, you know, I'm playing against people who've been playing roughly the same rule set for like the last, you know, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you know, years. You know, luckily with 3rd edition dropping, supposedly, you know, we'll all be kind of hitting the ground running. So that'd be kind of cool. I mean, I know they're leaking stuff here and there, and people are already like making their. I've seen people make like, you know, Bolt Action 2.5 patrol, or they're already planning out their 3rd edition stuff, which is awesome. Excitement's good. You know, I understand the drip feeding. You know, it gets people kind of in, gets people in the mood, gets the business flowing, gets people talking about it. I can appreciate that. But I'm definitely kind of thinking about what I'm going to do for 3rd edition, but I'm excited that everyone's going to start out roughly on even ground when 3rd edition drops, hopefully. Outside of Warlord, nobody should have, like, experience playing 3rd edition yet, you know? Kind of like an equalizer. That feels exciting. Only because Bolt Action 2nd edition has been out so long. Alright boys, we rallied, and I appreciate your help. We got a little bonsai in. We finished that last power half hour. And we got up to just about 3 hours. We got a lot of painting done. I'm making mistakes all over the place, but that's fine. I can go back and fix those. No big deal. The trick is just to get paint on these guys and get them ready for the tabletop. So tomorrow, I will be cranking out, the factory will be cranking out more Imperial Japanese riflemen to paint, and so when we start the stream tomorrow, hopefully I'll be able to make it the full 4 hours. I won't have to tap out, and we'll get more of these Japanese guys painted for the good last bonsai charge next week. Yeah, I agree with you, Matthew. I think when 3rd edition comes out, it's going to be an absolute bloodbath. Just kind of like how World War I, where no one really anticipated the effectiveness of like rapid fire, accurate artillery, or machine guns. I think it's the same thing. There's going to be a weapon set out there that people aren't planning for yet for 3rd edition. I think it's going to be an absolute body dropper. I don't know if it's going to be flamethrowers. I don't know if it's going to be heavy machine gun teams. I don't know what it's going to be. But there's going to be something out there that none of us are anticipating for. And the first person who figures it out and takes it to a tabletop is going to murder with it. Should be excited to watch. But yeah, so after these 15 guys, I still have about 30 to build. I can pull 10 riflemen from my other squads. That shouldn't be an issue. And I do have to make 3 lunge mines. I do have some suicide bombers. You know, they're the ones that have like the little tank mines in their hands and stuff like that. But I love lunge mines, you know, so I definitely got to build myself some lunge mines, guys. And then I should be good. I think I have enough toughs to do the basing, so I should be good there. Yeah, I don't see any obstacles kind of jumping up in our path in order to complete these guys. So overall, hey, I think it was a great stream. I appreciate you guys hanging in there the whole time, chatting, lurking. Man, I saw the view count go up. That's pretty exciting to see. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty moralizing. That's what helped me get that last minute, half hour, power hour kind of bonsai charge. You know, seeing all those people in the chat. But we had some good chats today. Sorry, towards the end we started talking a little bit about drama. I'm trying to avoid that. But you know, just get something to chat about as we were painting. But I'll try to avoid topics like that. It's not really my cup of tea, as it were. I'm a pretty chill guy. I save it for the Minotaur and Break Room. That's where I let my full personality and opinion come out. We haven't done one of those in a while. I know you're probably still in the chat. Then it's us, so you know, definitely drop a line to Beardo and the other boys. You know, I definitely miss those guys, and I'm excited to do another Break Room, Minotaurum, especially with Warp Forge. But yeah, I'll definitely watch that video, and I'll look forward to talking about it tomorrow. And yeah, if you guys are looking for a podcast solely about bolt action, definitely check out Tabletop Tommies. Those guys are pretty good. I chat with them every now and then. But yeah, other than that, I'll see you guys. You know, same time tomorrow. Hopefully for 4 hours, we'll have more Japanese to build. And also the outro song, if it works, which hopefully it should, is actually a AI generated song that took me a while and a lot of trial and error to make about these this Japanese unit. More importantly, if it's like Conflict 47 style. So it's going for like the whole laid back, chill kind of Tiki vibe. So I'm actually pretty excited about that. And as always, if you guys have any Conflict 47 unit questions, definitely drop them in the chat anytime during these streams. Or if you have any particular unit that you want me to cover, definitely let me know, because you guys will take priority. Like I said, Mordian already picked the next two, but you guys definitely have the pick after that. But after that, man, if you guys are going to bed, I hope you sleep well. If you're going to work, I hope you have a great day, because you've definitely earned it. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and don't forget to relax at some point today, because you are on Tiki time.
Soldiers on lunar sand, Type 30 rifles in hand, hula gals with summer smiles, no war drums, just beach for miles. Ghost park by Tiki lights, shadows dance in tropic nights, sand beneath where boots once stood, paradise ain't so misunderstood. Lost in waves and hula tunes, Tiki drinks and months of moons, forgot the fight in distant lands, just surf and play with tired hands. Bunkers built from palm and hope, coconuts and crude soap, imperial dreams, fade and sun, warriors turn beach bums. Shine to ocean gods we raise, praying for forgotten days, sake in the campfire glow, life's a surfboard, ebb and flow. Lost in waves and hula tunes, Tiki drinks and months of moons, forgot the fight in distant lands, just surf and play with tired hands. And hula tunes, Tiki drinks and months of moons, forgot the fight in distant lands, just surf and play with time.